Alright guys, this is my Dragondin build. I'm going to show you the gear that I put on it. I finally got the 99 and I think this is probably the best way you can gear out this character. 100% max damage with great res. I mean, you could probably switch out a couple things, but I pretty much tried every merc with the Act 1 Merc having the Faith Bow, having Fanaticism, and running an Act 2 Merc with the Reaper's Toll and Pride. The Act 5 Merc is by far the best because he can keep up with you while you're charging around. And this build does lack movement speed because you don't get anything from any of your gear. So that's why I rolled my CTA and a Scepter with plus to Vigor skills. Now you can cruise around town with a decent amount of movement speed, so you're just not moving like you're decrepit everywhere or you're cold. And of course, just the Spirit Shield. Right here's the Dragon Shield. I would recommend finding something at 40 plus all res, 3 open socket shield for this rune word because you need the res. 36 was the best I could find, and I actually was lucky and I found a couple grand charms and small charms with a lot of res. And of course, the Hand of Justice. I rolled this in 11 ED 4 open socket phase blade. The Crown of Ages is a better helm versus the Flickering Flame because of the 10% added fire damage. It's by far better than getting the negative 15 all res from Flickering Flame, trying to re-roll that rune word. Of course, your dragon armor. These are blood gloves that I crafted. These were for this character and what I needed. These were the stats that I wanted, and of course I've been trying to re-roll them and try to find a better pair, but man, it's very difficult. You just want the 20 IAS on it and the 10 crushing blow. That helps out with like players 5 or higher, because this does hit a small little wall on fire immunes on players 5 and above. And of course the Goblin Toes because of the 25% crushing blow. The String of Ears, dual each ring with res and strength. That was the best ring that I think I traded for. And a Raven Frost, and of course High Lords because you want to hit that 72 IS break point for Zeal. Down here we got our Torch and Annie and small charms. I went with max damage on this, and I found all these small charms, and I had a few given to me, but nothing that's like crazy good. These small charms are really hard to find. The added fire damage, here, let me find a good one, like right here, is so hard to find. That's the best one that I've found so far, but I loaded them up with these and some life and fire res and a little bit of MF, and of course my Geeds and my fire Sunder. And this is just res and life just to help the res that you need. As you can see with all that res, like my fire res is still not maxed out. Just enough strength to switch when you go to your CTA to be able to wear your Crown of Ages helm, so you get the plus 1 to skills for the buff. Just enough dex to hit your max block, and the rest in vitality. And actually no, I take that back. I put a few in the mana, and I can't remember how much, but I put like maybe 20 points in the mana and the rest into vitality. My skill tree does look like this. You just max out your resist fire and salvation. That is your synergies to holy fire. Where is it? Then I went down here to conviction, and I just have enough with my CTA buff to hit the minus 150 res. I did max out Sacrifice to Synergy for Zeal, and I put my 1-point wonders, and I put my couple extra points that I had in the Holy Shield so I could save a little bit of dex, but I will recommend don't put the minimum dex in there to get max block, because when your CTA runs out and you're in a mob, that could, I learned that lesson. You don't want that. You just want a little bit more with your CTA with your Holy Shield so you don't lose that max block, so you don't die. And my Merc. Now, like I said, this is all out gear for the Merc. This is the best Merc for this build. I got Andy's Visage. I have a 15 IS Jewel with 35 enhanced damage in the socket, a Fortitude, a Last Wish, and another Last Wish. Really, the fade for this keeps your Merc alive when you do proc it. The level 17 Might Ore does double up, so that's a level 34 Might Ore that you get for the damage. And the life tap that you get, that he gets on the proc, will keep you alive. And like players 7 and players 8 in some nasty areas. And I'm going to show you a couple runs, and this is on players 1 difficulty of Chaos and a World Stone Keep run. And I'll let you decide if you like this build. If you guys have any recommendations to make this build better, please leave a comment below, and I appreciate it.
Not even death can save you from me.
can't carry anymore.